What's up, everybody? 702 Boxing. Today we're at the park and we're gonna show the newbies, the new beginners in boxing how to punch harder, right? How to maximize and punch harder just in overall, right? So we're gonna work on footing, we're gonna work on stance, we're gonna work on how to throw the punch, how to protect the punch. We're gonna go over all of that right there. So make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss another video like this. All right, everybody, so the first thing is first, right? The first thing is, man, warming up, right? I like to stretch, get your arms stretching a little bit, getting all your arms stretching. Make sure you stretch your arms, because these are the parts right here that you're gonna be working out the most, right? So make sure you stretch these parts out right here. Get that stretched out. So you're gonna do about 15 minutes of stretching, all in all, right? And everything, and all together with your whole stretching process. Make sure you get your legs stretched out, right? You can hold on to something or whatever. Stretch your legs out. Get your legs very stretched out. Very important, man. Stretching is everything in boxing, because you're using a lot of strength, and if you're sparring, especially, man, because you know that's how you tear, that's how you get hurt. You want to stretch all on the inside right there, get everything in the inside. You know, you use a lot of your legs, a lot of the legs, a lot of core strength in boxing. It's a lot of core strength in boxing. And you see, I position myself and a lot of people just switch like this. I don't like just switching like that, because I feel like just a little reset going this way like that gets it deep inside here with that stretch there. It's another stretch. My son does other type of stretches. He did wrestling and other stuff like that. He learned a bunch of other stretches and stuff like that. But me, pretty much, I like to stretch my arms. I like to walk around like if I'm fighting in a ring. Just the old school heads, you know. You just kind of like walk around and stretch what you're gonna start working, right? And then I start getting into, you know, dancing around. Then I get into removing my rhythm, but I really start moving around. And in a case like today, see, I'm wearing my running shoes because boxing shoes sometimes hurt, like on, you know, concrete. If you're on here, you know, boxing shoes will hurt you. But this is rubbery, so I could wear my boxing shoes. I have them here, but if you're in the gym, like our gym, you know, offers carpet, so that works good for these. But let's get to the basics, man. Let's get to the basics. How are we gonna stand in a boxing stance, right? Well, if you're right-handed, you're gonna have your left foot forward. A lot of people get it messed up that when you don't know how to stand, you'll have a person that's right-handed trying to stand like a southpaw. Because they think this is their power punch, doesn't mean that you stand like this. This is southpaw. Majority of the southpaw fighters are left-handed, you know, righters. Very rare, like my son is actually a right-handed southpaw fighter. And he's naturally like that. I didn't make him into a southpaw fighter, but in today we're teaching basics, right? If you're a right-handed, if you write with your right hand, you're gonna wanna put your left foot forward, right? And this is your stance here. It's always gonna be forward, facing somewhat. You could have it like this, but I like to have it a little sideways, right? This gives me the balance here. But the other one has to be the same way. It cannot be more crooked than this one is. That's very important to me. I'm gonna turn this way so you can see it very well. To have these going the same direction, if you were to have a straight line drawn, they would be very, very straight. And I keep that same distance majority of the time that I'm standing. Very rare you'll catch me with my feet together. I'm not saying it does not ever happen, but the times that you'll catch me with my feet together, it is so slim that's why I'm always in position to throw my strongest punch, right? That's what we're after. Every time it needs to come out the missile, boom. Strong every time, right? And the only way you're gonna achieve that is to be in position all the time. So if you're not in position all the time, you're not gonna be able to throw hard all the time. It's all about the position where you're at to be able to cock back and be able to administer that missile, right? Because a lot of people think also power comes from up above. It all comes from down below. It comes from the power that you generate from the floor, right? I'm gonna use a lot of analogies while I'm transferring all of this data into things where you guys can understand, in ways that you guys can understand, right? Well, if you hit a baseball and you're standing like this, they're actually generating the power from down below. They cock back that leg, bring it up, and boom. Cock back that leg, bring it up, and boom. So the ball really generates that kinetic force to be able to crack it. Boxing is the same way. I'm generating that force from the ground, bringing it up, bah! It's like a whip. That's another analogy, like a whip. So if you have a towel and you hit something perfectly, right? What's gonna happen is you're gonna build so much kinetic energy and force that whatever you hit at the right amount is gonna just annihilate whatever it hits, right? But if you're too close or too far, then you can either miss or be too close, which you can smother. The same thing can happen within a punch. You can smother a punch, you can be too far, but if it's perfectly right, you can create a lot of damage with the punch. But that requires, from the floor, the kinetic energy, and it has to be right at the right timing, at the right placement for it to create a lot of kinetic energy. But we have quantum computers in our heads, right? Practically, we can nail it down to be every time. That's where they say you master the distance that each individual one has, right? Mastering that takes repetitive. You do it over and over and over and over and over. But that right there is the basics on how I can tell someone on how that you can hit harder, just by telling you how it works, right? It's all science, guys. It's all science. It's the way you stand. You're in the position to be able to, because if you're standing too close like this, if you're standing straight up here like this, I could demonstrate. My demonstrator, come here. Can you push me just real quick, just to show? And this is another analogy that goes into football, right? They show this a lot of analogy in football. Like this, you know, I have zero leverage right here because, go ahead, push me again. See, nothing. I can't generate power punching anybody like this, right? Now, if I stand like this now, go ahead, try to push me just a little bit. See, I'm more placed, you know? Go ahead, try it again. And even more if I stand my ground like this. Go ahead. See? Think about the power I can generate with this stance here. I can generate a lot more power with just this stance right here than I could in this stance right here. Go ahead. And now you can see I'm weak. I have no power fighting like this. So the first thing, if you guys want to fix your power, fix your stance. Fix your stance. Number two is gonna be start packing the punch from your legs. And what I mean by packing the punch from your legs is, like, think of something as a spring, right? You wanna spring up the power. You wanna start from the legs, build it down, whoop, just like that. And the way, it's a hip movement, it's a leg movement. And I don't turn there's some people who turn their legs a lot, fine. That to me sometimes can hurt my knees, my ankles and stuff like that, because I've tried that. I've tried turning a lot and I'm like, oh, I mean, excuse my French, but that can mess up my knees sometimes. So I turn, but I turn just to drive back, just like a nail in the coffin. And I could tell sometimes in the gym when you're on a boxing mat, you can see the whole mat just wrinkled. That's how I know you're digging down deep inside. Not just turning a little bit. I'm talking about digging, driving this back, balance. That's where you're gonna start building that core right here. And that's why we say it all comes from the legs, because you're gonna start building this strength that's gonna allow you to be able to physically stand there delivering something, not overreaching like that, you know? Because the overreaching, you're losing power there. But when you're here stationed and you throw something and you stay there, it requires the core from the legs. And that's where it all generates, from down here. Now, throwing punches here, right, gets tiring. Yes, it does. It does get tiring. But you also need to build the strength that you're gonna need in the legs to be able to deliver strong punches. And today we're gonna demonstrate this with the demonstration, so that way we can show you guys someone that doesn't train, someone that is very new to boxing, so it would be fair. Right here, these are the type of wraps that I like to use. They're called Leroy wraps. And my favorite, I've been using these since the beginning. I feel like these right here protect your hands and they're easy to put on. Like the old school Everlast ones are pretty thick, pretty, I don't know, man, these are my favorites. These are my old school favorites. And I like to roll up my wraps at the very end so they could dry out. Don't roll them up while they're still wet because then they get to stinking and stuff like that. So that's another tip right there. Rolling up your wraps, I usually do it like this. Keep it stretched out. So what I like to do is I like to first put the pillow right here. The pillow could be however big you like it. I like it this thick, is probably about a 1/2 inch. Then I like to cinch it down like this. This gives me some good wrist support while I'm holding it down at the bottom as well. And I like to bring it over here, and that's all I really like to focus on, that part. My other focus is mainly on the wrist here. So go ahead, tighten it down like this, because when you squeeze it is when you're supposed to do your wrist part, because when you open it up, it will actually get tighter. So this is where I like to focus more on the wrist, like this.
Damn, son, where'd you find
Some
this?
can give you, for the thumb, go ahead, close your wrist back up. Because up here, you already have your support.
Damn, son,
Down
where'd
here,
you
you don't want
find
it to be
this?
too thick because it gets very thick and you can't really go comfortable inside the glove. I mostly focus wrist support because while you're punching, your wrist is what could be getting damaged more than anything. And then also what I like to do is I like to put tape on it. And you just gotta put it on there soft, not too tough on there. You can get I get this at my local boxing gym to support the boxing gyms, but you can get it on Amazon too as well. But I like to support the gym, so I just buy stuff from them, you know? There it is. That's how you're gonna protect your hands. We're gonna go ahead and do the other hand. Then that pillow. So these right here are special wraps right here. I got these because a lot of times I put my gloves on when I'm by myself. So this is another thing a beginner can do is get these wraps and you put them on by yourself. See, they even got blood from the last time we sparred, so they're fresh. So this is a good type of brand glove that you can get. But we are gonna get some new gloves by Savas Boxing. If you guys wanna go get a discount on the Savas Boxing gear, you guys can use the code 702BOXING to give you a pair of gloves just like these. Not Torres, but they're Savas. The quality is just the same for 135 bucks if you use my coupon code, man. Good boxing gloves, already warmed up full of blood. So we're gonna get some boxing today. To tell everybody, I'm gonna give them the best jab in boxing because that's what my trainer used to work on me. Every time I started my boxing day, it would always start with jabs. And at the very end, because we knew we were dead at the end, he would always do this thing where it would be jab, jab, and it would be 1, 2, right? And it would be, he would say 3, and it would say jab, jab, jab. Give 3 jabs. And at the very end, it would go all the way up to 10. By then you're so gassed out, but it would give you the best jabs. On top of that, one time I broke my finger, right, with this hand, and I can only jab, use my left hand, either jab, uppercut, or jab. That's all I could ever do. And so I perfected the jab, man. Everybody who knows me or knows anything, I work off the jab. Everything from the jab. Textbook boxing, that's how you're gonna get, you know, any work done right there. Textbook boxing, baby. And if you think you're gonna brawl yourself into a fight or do anything, you're gonna get to someone that knows how to box and they're gonna whoop you, man. Because if you know how to box, you're just guiding a bull. That's it, you know? So if we can keep those hands up, and we're gonna get you on your toes too. Get you on your toes, there you go. Not so much on your toes, but we want to be on them toes. Jab. See, that's very good. I like that. Very good. You're throwing your jab and bringing it straight back. Beautiful. And then when you're doing that, come forward too. Yeah. Make sure when you throw your jab, you're breaking some space. So don't stay at the same place when you throw that jab. There it is. So keep that hand up there. Keep that hand up. Keep that hand up right there. So this hand, you want to keep it up at all times, because what's gonna happen is that someone will deflect it. Let's throw the jab. Someone will deflect it and then come up. There it is. See, but you don't want to lift it. You want to keep it there so you can just catch it. You know what I mean? Jab. Keep it up. Keep that hand up. Keep that hand up. There it is. Beautiful. All right, so now we're gonna show you how to maximize that power, right? These are power punches right here. When I mean power punches, it's when you lock in another punch coming straight after another punch. One provides power for the next, right? So we're gonna go a 1-2, right? But keep this one up when you punch, right? And then come forward as you're throwing that second one, right? That's it right there. Don't over lean, but you're doing beautiful. Okay. 1-2. Beautiful. That's it right there. This is another power punch that I'm gonna show you right here. A lot of people underestimate how powerful an uppercut is. So if you throw an uppercut, right? But I want you to not focus so much on the uppercut, it's just to set up this right hand. So watch this. Throw an uppercut and a right hand after that, right? Go ahead. Okay? That's it. Go ahead. Good job. And keep that hand up when you throw that. Beautiful. And this is another thing of punching and how to endure too. When you punch, make sure you exhale. Exhale a little bit, because if you hold your breath for 100 punches, then you're gonna run out of breath. So the best way to do it is, and as soon as you're done with bringing your hands back, you take that breath. Exactly. The key to boxing is always having oxygen in your lungs, right? And the way you do that is you always hear fighters exhaling a lot, but you don't hear when they're breathing, right? And that's when they stop punching. So, jab.
Damn, son.
Beautiful. 1-2. And then a hook, right? Yep. That's it right there. Beautiful. So we're gonna do another thing too that provides a power punch right here. So a hook is very powerful, right? We're gonna throw it up top and come over. Throw it up top and come over. So no, you're coming down, you're coming swinging wide. So the hook, you gotta keep your hands up, stance in, like that. There you go. Like that. Tuck your chin in, like that. That's your fighting style right there, right? So when you throw that hook has to, you're gonna pivot, kind of turn your hips, boom. Boom. Just like that, coming inside. So if you're standing here, turn, boom, like that. Keep it straight, okay? So when you're coming here, don't drop it down, because then that turns into an uppercut, which is okay, no problem if you're throwing an uppercut. But the hooks, boom. See what I'm saying? And now you throw yours, you know? Just like that. So you're gonna throw a hook, but keep it up a little bit. Don't stick your butt out so much, because then you're gonna be off balance, right? So you're gonna wanna bring this in a little bit forward. But remember, keep them the same way, pointing the same way. Same direction. However one is, the other one, there you go. You feel that balance? All right, step forward a little bit to reset your balance. Keep them straight to the same direction. So if one is like that, there you go. See, now that right there forces you to build that strength. That's where you start building the leg strength right there, to keep you the balance, you know what I mean? Because that balance, you need to be right there to be able to throw that right hand. Look at that. See, that's power right there, right? You feel that? You feel how you get that power? The only way you're gonna generate that power is that back leg from the core of your legs. So that's the key to boxing there. The key to boxing is being within that same, but it's hard to keep that stance all the time. You know what I mean? So throw a uppercut, right? And then a left, and keep that same stance while you're still moving around. That's the hard part. But when you get that down, you'll learn how to punch harder, right? So we're gonna go uppercut, just like that, right? See, they're all hard, and I love that. But boxing is always about moving around. So now that's where the hard part comes in.
Get set.
You have to keep that same stance while still moving around. Bouncing around in the same areas that you're in, exactly, while maintaining this. Because if you move one a little bit too farther, you lose that. Hey, there it is, I saw it trying to come out. And that's what the key to boxing. Keeping those same things together like that. Because a lot of people focus up here. The power comes up here when you start getting it down here. And that's why mostly the experienced boxers, they'll start looking at the ground. Like, oh man, he's got good movement, you know? Exactly that, there you go. There you go, those movements right there is what keeps you in balance, in shape, in position, because you're always moving to the position that you're jumping towards, you know? That's boxing, you know?
Damn, son.
1, 2.
Where'd you find this?
Beautiful. Yes, sir. 4. There you go. 4. Beautiful. Jab, jab. Keep those hands up. Keep those hands up. Yep. 1, 2. 1, 2 uppercut. Beautiful. Keep that leg back there. Don't cross your legs. 1, 2. Breathe. Exhale. So you're gonna hit somebody with an uppercut right in their career right there. That's right. So make sure you guys hit that like button. That's what I wanted to show you guys today. Pretty much how to stand, how to maximize your power punches, right? And like I said, she doesn't train much, and I just wanted to show you guys, I can get anybody to punch hard, you know? She already punches hard, but we can get her to punch 2 times as hard. So that's what we're gonna do today, and we're gonna keep working. But you guys make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you guys wanna watch more videos like this, man. Till the next time, man. Peace.
Perfect. Perfect.